The Australian government's decision to honour Sachin Tendulkar with the Order of Australia has created a storm down under. The latest to wade into controversy is the former Australian player Matthew Hayden. Hayden has questioned the government's decision. Hayden wants the prestigious Order of Australia to be given only to people residing in Australia. The former opening batsman also added that it was a sacred honour that should be reserved only for Australians. Hayden is not the first to question Sachin's honour. Earlier, Independent Member of Parliament Rob Oakeshott revealed that he was a big fan of Sachin Tendulkar and cricket, but was not too pleased with Sachin getting the prestigious Order of Merit. Oakeshott is not too happy with the fact that the award is being used for diplomatic reasons. Oakeshott added that the award should be awarded only to Australians who are working for the community. The MP suggested that a separate award could be created to honour icons like Sachin. Now, ordinary Australians have also raised objections to the honour which is being bestowed on Sachin. Aussies have vented their grievances on social networking sites and have raked up the infamous Monkey Gate controversy to target Sachin. Well, let me go across now to Gaurav Gala, who joins us for more on this story from the newsroom. Gaurav, it seems that Matthew Hayden has once again is the latest person to join this ongoing debate.
Not really surprised, Rukmini, as far as Australians are concerned. They are a little upset, they are a little miffed with their own government at handing out the highest civilian honour in Australia to somebody who does not represent Australia, somebody who's not Australian, somebody who does not live in Australia or has as such done anything for the country. Let me reverse the argument. If, say, India decides to give the Khel Ratna to Shane Warne, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of uproar in this country here in India as well. And at the same time, it's the people who've handed out this award who need to answer, and that's really where these questions really at this point in time are being directed at Julia Gillard, the Prime Minister, because it's the timing of handing out this award, the fact that she was here in India, on a visit, and the very fact that there are diplomatic gains that the Australians are looking at, economic gains that they're looking at, deals that are being done, and that is why there is a lot of criticism at this point in time. In fact, our cricket expert Nikhil Chopra also joins us on the phone line right now. Nikhil, Matthew Hayden, so far we've seen criticism coming as far as this particular honour for Sachin Tendulkar is concerned, from MPs, from journalists and other folk in Australia. But now an active player, somebody who's played against Sachin Tendulkar for a large part of his career in Matthew Hayden, has come out and also questioned this honour that the Australian government has bestowed on Sachin Tendulkar. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I guess, he's been given that honour for what he's done in the game of cricket. He's recognized world over, and the kind of record that he's got in Australia. That is why this honour is being bestowed upon him. And it's something Brian Lara received, Clive Lloyd. So you've got some of the world's legendary cricketers. And of course, Tendulkar being right up there in terms of stats, in the number of years that he's put in. He's the highest run getter. Somebody who's got 100 international centuries. No cricketer ever has been able to achieve that. So, even Brian Lara, the 500 that he's got, the 400 in Test match cricket he's got. So, these guys have achieved a lot in international cricket.
Okay.
That is the reason why I feel the Australian government's gone ahead and done that. Because they've done it in the past with non-Australian cricketers being bestowed with that honour. So they felt Tendulkar would be the one man who would be the right choice.
Nikhil, let me flip that argument on its head and give it an Indian context. Say if Shane Warne is given the Khel Ratna, I'm pretty sure there are going to be a lot of protests in this particular country as well.
Absolutely. Make no mistake about it. You're right, Gaurav. But, in India, the Bharat Ratna has not been given to any non-Indian ever. So that practice has never taken place. But in Australia, that practice is taking place with Brian Lara, Clive Lloyd and a couple of other people. I can understand where Matthew Hayden is coming from, I'm sure. Shane Warne would be feeling a lot aggrieved for what he's achieved in international cricket and him being an Australian also. If that was the case in this scenario, I guess Shane Warne's name should have come up first because he's an Australian. But I guess that practice that the Australian government has been doing for a long time now, that is the reason why Tendulkar, his name has popped up.
All right, Nikhil, many thanks for joining us with those views. Rukmini, back over to you.
Gaurav and Nikhil, thank you very much indeed for joining us with updates on that story.